The 5 biggest mistakes I made in starting my 5th business, namely my coaching business, and what you can do to stop yourself from making the same mistakes as I did. This is Big Business with Sarah, the podcast for entrepreneurs who want to continue building their business and understand you should never stop learning. So the first, you know that I've changed my business from interim manager to business coach, and actually to me, those two professions are very much aligned. And because as an interim manager, I would also lead teams, and I take pride in the fact that I was always a coaching leader. But I hope my teammates all agree with that. I think so. So I was also always thinking, I am already a little bit of a coach, also for the coach also a coach for the CEOs that would hire me. But anyway, so for me, this wasn't too much of a change, but there were some mistakes that I made because, I definitely changed my clients. So I changed my clients from bigger businesses to smaller businesses. And actually, I'm going to share with you my 5, mistakes. I mean, I'm calling them mistakes, but it isn't that bad. But things that I could have done better to run my business coaching in this profession better. And so this could apply to any business, really. I'm a business coach right now, but I believe that all 5 things that I'm talking about are, easily applicable in your business too. So the first thing that I didn't do as well, and I thought I did because I did actually invest a lot in business coaching, but the thing that I did was that I wasn't looking too well into specialized help for me. So the thing was, I worked with tremendous business coaches who had tremendous results, but they didn't have the same kind of experience like I did. So most of them were much younger than me. So of course you can't have the same experience, but also not so much corporate experience as I did, and so many, such a big network, etc. And, in the end, this turned out to be an opportunity because this is for me, this is what I'm offering in my big business program, is that I am offering that part. So, if you are an experienced entrepreneur or someone who is very ambitious and has a great career and you want to pivot your business or your career, then they can come to me because, that's what I was missing in my business coaching. But actually, I could have been a little bit more looking at, okay, who can really help me? Because I spend so much money on coaching, and these people help me incredibly. But I believe that my growth would have been easier when I would have looked at specialized business coaching. So that was my first mistake, or something that I could have done better. So I was a little bit, I was easily satisfied. Sorry, this sounds terrible, but it's just really true. I was just so amazed at everything that was possible, but I wasn't really honest about that it would also work in my business or with my reputation or with my expertise. Second mistake I made was that in the beginning, I was having it all. I was having my website, I was having my logo, I was having my photo shoot with my pink blazer, which you probably know because you're watching this podcast. And then you probably see me wearing a pink blazer if you're watching on Spotify. So, I had all those things. And actually, that's not what you should start with. So that's the biggest. I'm not even sure if that was the biggest. No, I think they're all 5 equally as big. But so, the thing that you have to do, and what I'm teaching my clients, is that you have to get clients first. Some people say that you can, build a business without a website. I believe, the people that I work with, so experienced entrepreneurs, actually could really benefit from a portfolio or a website to show, your authority, because, that's what you sell. But it's not the most important thing on earth, right? Especially a logo. I know that it can be very, very nice. And actually, two of my clients currently are in the process of creating their logos. But it's not the most important thing there is. And even though you think it is, yeah, it's maybe also a little bit your ego talking. Maybe it's a little bit mean to say. But yeah, clients first. So get your first 5 clients. And the reason why this is so important to get your clients first is, first reason is because you can get the cash, right? You need cash to survive. That's one of the main reasons why businesses fail, if they fail, is because they're out of cash. That's, I think, maybe 98% of the reason. So you need money, and to survive, to pass through those months, first months that are going to be hard. So if you have your clients first, that is really going to help. Another reason why it's really great to have clients first is that you can really see what they like and what they don't like, and kind of change your offer as you're going. If you're thinking, oh, you know what? My clients actually really like it more, if you're an illustrator, for instance, they really like it more if I'm just giving them a few templates that they can jump around with, instead of me doing all the graphic design work. Could be. And, maybe that could be also your niche. And so, that's, one of the main reasons why you should get clients first: cash and testing. And that's also the third mistake that I made. And even though I was, testing means that you're kind of putting something out there. So like a minimum viable product, that's what you call it. Startups use this a lot. Internet businesses call it, use this a lot. But I think all freelancers and small business owners should embrace this way of agile working. And there's all these ways to call it: lean working, agile working, different sprints. Anyway, the thing is that you should test first, with a minimum viable product. So maybe you want to, maybe you're selling a service, or maybe you're selling a product, and then you're testing it with a small audience, and then you're making it better because you receive feedback, and then you will, actually, put out the entire blast. Because so often I see people create a lot of stuff, and then actually nobody's buying. And that's such a waste of your time. Then you believe you should never, ever run a business because you're so bad. But actually, the thing is that you should have tested. And so I always tested, but I could have done that way, way more. So what I really like to do now, and I'm kind of finding a mode in this, is that, so for instance, I'm working with my clients in my mastermind. So I'm a little bit sharing a secret of the trade here. So I'm currently working with my clients in mastermind, and the mastermind is set up with once every 2 weeks we have a call, but they receive bonus, and they don't know that yet. So it's always a little surprise, and it's always actually based on what they ask for. So in the middle of October, I worked on a Black Friday workshop. So this was not just on Black Friday, but this was also on flash sale, on how to do flash sales. So a sale in a short period of time. So this could also be a Christmas sale or a birthday sale or whatever you want. So I kind of learned that, taught them the tricks of the trade. And then I actually opened up, because it was a bonus, I opened up this course, this live workshop for other people, and a few people bought. And so, that's so interesting, because I taught this to my mastermind, I helped them, but there were also some new people. Actually, there was one person joining live, there were more people watching the replay. But so because of that, a conversation is starting, and people can get to know me. So I sold this Black Friday course for 34 euros. Another thing which I did, and this is also coming from one of my, a request coming from one of my private clients, but also from my mastermind, is that they wanted to create content that converts. So I thought, what, this is not really a big part of the Big Business Mastermind. I'm going to create a separate training for this, 1 hour in total, all different small little trainings of 10, 20 minutes. And I'm going to help my current clients, the mastermind clients, but I'm also going to open it up for other people. So, by doing that, I'm testing it, actually testing it, with loads of respect with my mastermind clients, see how they respond. And then I decide if I'm going to sell it. And right now you can buy the converting content online masterclass. It's a 1-hour training for 33 euro. You can actually find the link in the description. I'm going to put it down for you. But this is the way that I work right now. So, for me, it's very easy to say right now. So I've soft launched my coaching business in Black Friday last year, and I really started in March this year. So it's only 9 months right now. But for me, it's easier to say, to test, but I'm sharing this with you to see the way that I'm working. And I'm also sharing it with my mastermind, obviously, because they see what's happening. But yeah, so it gets easier to test. That's just what I would say. The fourth mistake I made was that I didn't have a diversified offer. So I would only have a high tier offer, and I didn't have really very small mini offers. And I'm creating those now, to actually really get into the spirit of that. Because, I'm also currently, I've also created for Black Friday, I created a mini course called Groundbreaking, so I strongly believe also in those concepts. But right at the beginning, people would step in. I think it was for 5,000 euro for private coaching for 3 months. I mean, that's still a really great deal. And you would also get the Big Business Mastermind course and everything. And, but I didn't have a diversified offer. And actually, looking back, I could have actually taken some time to create a smaller offer and a medium offer. But you know what? It went the way it went. But I think I would have hit, because from May on, I was really thinking, yes, this is it. Let's do it. So there was 2 months or 3 months of a little bit of panic, like, oh, is this actually going to work? This fifth business of mine. But so I needed to create more of those mini offers. I mean, it's up to you, really. This is one of the mistakes. I honestly, if you want to know what would work for you, it's very difficult for me to just give one kind of advice, because I have also been saying that you should have a low, medium, and high tier offer, and all your problems will disappear. Well, actually, I am actually trying to create a mini offer every month right now. So yeah, I'm also still testing and seeing what works best. So if you want to know this for yourself, you can actually send me a message, see how far I can go in advising you. And then, at some point you can also, become one of my clients, if you really want to step it up. And the fifth mistake that I made is that I was lacking a long-term vision. And this was very interesting, because I was always thinking in the short term, and this is because so many people think this. For instance, I'm 36 now, and for instance, there's a few people on LinkedIn that I'm following right now who are 42 or 45 or something, and a thing that I've always had was, I'm too late. Never mind, my career is over. I'm always very, I'm always thinking of the worst case scenario. Now that's kind of my, my basic, my basic feeling. And then, from there, I can always lift myself up in positivity, and that always works. Put on the Spice Girls or whatever. But so I'm always thinking from, I should give up. This is not going to work anymore, because I have this short-term vision. But now that I'm following people who are a little bit more older than I am, and that's interesting, because I was always working with people younger than me, so I was always thinking. Of course, I was always thinking I'm too late. But now I'm thinking, oh, you know what? These people are there, and they're running a great business, and I can do that too. And I have a goal, which I only share with my coachees, and I'm not sharing it with the entire world, but I do have a goal. Before I'm 40 years old, I want to do this and this and this, and I have a plan for it. But I didn't have this at the beginning. So this plan, this when I'm turned 40 plan, is really helping me, show up every day and sell every day. And even, if I'm selling one training of 11 euro or one training of 33 euro, I'm still like, yes, I'm selling. This is all contributing to my bigger plan. And so I'm right now in this phase that I'm trusting that. But it took me a while. And so the interesting thing was, as an interim manager, I was always thinking long-term strategy, let's do this. But when it's your own business or when it's really personal, like, my coaching business is quite personal because also in the podcast, I'm sharing a lot of personal things and ideas. It's very difficult to have that long-term. It's so strange how that works. But you know what? That's what I'm here for. That's what the podcast is for. And so to close, I'm going to summarize. So 5 biggest mistake. First one, I didn't get specialized help. I had to put my clients first. I had to sell to my clients first. I had to test more. Fourth one was I didn't have a diversified offer, and I should focus more on the long term, and then everything will be all right. So I will put down the link for the converting content video training. It's a very nice one. It's how to make content, how to create content without, rushing into it every day. And in 2 weeks, I'm very excited about this. In 2 weeks, our launch for your summer, no, oh my God, I made a mistake. Your winter reset starts. So I created your summer reset, and I love doing that. It was a private podcast series. I created it on Ibiza and during my summer holiday, and it was such nice weather. And actually your winter reset is going to be created near the Christmas tree. We already have the Christmas tree put up. Actually, I'm sure I'm going to record it in my living room, and it's actually going to be a very nice one. I'm using the same method as your summer resets, and it proved to be a great success because people really liked it. And so this podcast will have a wintry glow and maybe some Christmas bells. So you can get onto the wait list if you want to be informed, as soon as it launches. I'm not really sure. I think it's December 16th that I'm going to launch that one, but I have to double check, or December 15th probably, because 16th is on a Friday. Okay, thank you so much for listening to the 5 biggest mistakes I made in starting my 5th business. If you want, you can share your mistakes. I'm very much looking forward to hearing those. You can DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn, and thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.